So before we get started, as always, you guys know we are our brother and sisters keepers, right? We are our brother and sisters keepers. I want to give you a couple of minutes to go into the Facebook group right now, kindlecashflow.com/Facebook. If you're not part of a Facebook group right now, if you're not already part of a Facebook group, you can use kindlecashflow.com/Facebook and request to get access to the Facebook group. If you are part of a Facebook group, go in and let everyone know that we have started. And why do we do this? Why do we do this? Why at most of these, at the beginning of each of our segments, we kind of ask you to go into the Facebook group and let everyone know that we've started. Well, the reason why is because we're a family here, right? As you guys, hopefully you've seen that over the last couple of days, and you want to always make sure that your family is in the know. We have a saying around here that is, we are our brother and sisters keepers. And that means that we want, like, it's not good enough just to be successful. It's not good enough just to be able to have this information to yourself. True joy comes in being able to have this information and do well with it, but also in sharing it with other people. So we're not going to hold on to it. We're going to share it with as many people that want access to this as possible. So we go into the Facebook group, we simply put up a post that we've started. You can use hashtag Year of the Paper if you want to. I've got it right on my hat if you need to know how to spell it out. And we'll get as many people on as possible so that they can get an understanding as to how we go in and hire a ghostwriter. I was in the Facebook group. I was actually I want to share something with you really quickly here. Let me jump out of this. One of our coaches, Michael Lopez, right? Many of you guys had a chance to speak to Michael Lopez as well. I'm going to go into the Facebook group. Give me 1 second here. And I want to show you guys a post that Michael had put up here, because I think this is going to be really eye-opening too. So when I got up this morning, I took a look at this post, and this is in our Fast Pass group here. And I want you guys to read this with me. Can you see it? Let me enlarge my screen a little bit. If you can see it, let me know. He says, looking back at my old pictures. Well, let me preface this right now for you. All right. So Michael got started with the Kindle Cashflow Fast Pass program, the same program that I gave you guys a chance to join yesterday. He got started with it last year in 2021. 2021. All right. So he hasn't been in this thing for 3 or 4 years. He just got started, like many of our successful students. Michael is now at $20,000 a month, all right? $20,000 a month. But he was reflecting on one of his early successes, and this was just last year. He says, looking back at my old pictures of when I first started, I found this one, and I remember thinking, if I can make $5 a day, then I can make $100 a day, and so on. Things change when you start seeing sales and page reads. Never compare yourself to others. We all had to start somewhere. And during these times, I stayed focused every day on growing my Kindle business to the next level. Hashtag a win is a win. Now, let me ask you a question. What would have happened if Michael would have got here, right? And he would have said, you know what? I'm only at $5 a day. And he would have given up. What would have happened if Michael would have made that first $2 and he would have given up? What would have happened there? Granted, he's now at $20,000 a month and growing. Put it into the chat box. What would have happened? What do you think would have happened? Nothing. He would have failed himself and his business. Not only that, Anita, but he would have failed his family. He would have failed the community. How many people here have had a chance to talk to Michael? Coach Michael. How many people are in the group and you see his contribution? You see the posts in the comments and the answers to questions that he'll go in and put up in the group. So he would have not only failed himself, but he would have also failed you guys, the community. This guy is now doing $20,000 a month, $20,000 a month, because he didn't give up. I'm asking you not to give up. I'm asking you not to doubt yourself, because regardless of if you are at a small dollar amount right now, or regardless of if this is your first time ever hearing about the Kindle publishing process, there's so much in store for you if you just don't give up. There's so much that's in store for you if you just do not give up. And everyone doesn't have the desire to make 20,000, 10,000 a month, right? But 500 bucks a month, 1,000 bucks a month will definitely be life-changing for many of you, right? Think about it. I know that at a point of my life, 500 bucks a month was definitely life-changing for me. I'm asking you to do two things. Number one, if you have not started, to start. Join us in the Fast Pass program and start. Take a leap of faith and start. The second thing is, once you get started, don't give up. It is easy for anyone to give up. All right? Jump. As Farouk just pointed out in the chat box. Jump. You know, Michael said something fascinating as well. He said, and this was all, I found out some new stuff this morning, right? When we were on our team call, making sure that we can make this last day the best possible day for you. And he said, as he got into the Kindle cash flow community, and just days later, literally 4 days later, he joined the Fast Pass program. He took a leap of faith and joined the Fast Pass program. And look at where he's at. Now, he's been at the level where he's had his gold plaque, the $10,000 a month plaque. So he's been here for a few months now, maybe about 6 or 7 months. Last month, or this past month, I should say, he just hit 20,000 a month. So let's say for the next year, if he doesn't even have to grow, let's say if he doesn't even grow, right? And over the course of the next year, if he just stayed stagnant, which is not going to happen, he's going to see growth, but let's just use our imagination. If he stayed stagnant at 20,000 a month, how much would that be over the course of the next year? Let's not even count the fact that he made 20,000 last month. Let's negate that. So starting from right now, January to December, someone put 24K. It's absolutely 240,000. 240,000. Do you think that's worth it? Where can you go in and invest in a business? Where can you invest in a franchise and put in $15,000 or $18,000 to make $240,000 in a single year? I'm asking you a serious question. And I'm also hoping that your mind doesn't start playing tricks on you. Like it did yesterday when I asked you if it would be worth it to pay X amount to make X amount. There's no other places. Think about it. This is not a trick question. This is just reality. It is simple math. The rapper Jay-Z, right? He has a phrase, and like him or love him, like rap or not. But sometimes you hear some important things from people that just make sense. He says, men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. Men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. You see so many other people that are in this group, right, that are doing well because of two things. They jumped. They acted out on faith. I'm asking you to feel what's in your heart right now and act on faith. Jump. When you get a chance to talk to your coach, jump. Get in. Monique just put the link into the group. Go and use that link and get into the Fast Pass program. The first thing is they jump. And then the second thing, I talked about this yesterday, is the 2 C's. Who remembers the 2 C's. Who remembers the 2 C's that I shared with you? Commitment and consistency. You need to write those down if you have not. Commitment and consistency. Andrea says, I've jumped and I'm jumping in. Congratulations, Andrea, for joining us. And congratulations to everyone else. We've had so many people that joined us for the Fast Pass over the last couple of days. Congratulations. There's going to be so many more that join us today. Congratulations. I want to congratulate you guys in advance. Consistency and commitment. I want to ask you to add another C to that, and that is confidence. Without the confidence, remember, we spoke about that. I said the reason why I want you to be on camera is to what? To initially spark that level of confidence, to have you get used to doing the things that seem so unnatural to you. Most people are scared to death of just looking at themselves. Looking at themselves. Commitment, consistency, confidence. Turn your camera on. Have the confidence to join the program and then be committed and consistent with it. I trust you. Listen, trust me. I guarantee that if you come into this program and you follow exactly what we give you and you follow those processes, you have no reason but to be successful with it. You saw so many of the folks on our panel yesterday, and we couldn't even get everyone. Like, imagine if we had everyone that's successful with this program. We would have tons and tons and tons of people that would be here. If you just simply get into the program, by any means necessary, do what you have to do ethically, legally, and understand that, number one, you're starting a business, so it's a tax write-off. So the cost of a course, you probably didn't know that, right? As a business owner, it would be a tax write-off. Right? And you have that confidence to get in. So this post right here where Michael put up that he is at $5.35, and he chose to continue to push forward. One of the ways that I can measure success and I can know that something's going to work is if I could just make $1. If I can make $1, I know that I've proven a concept. If I just make $1, that means that I can barely sleep at night because I know that the concept has been proven. There's 8 billion people on this earth, folks. So if you can sell one person, you get your book going. There's many of you guys who are writers and authors right now. If you're a writer or an author, put it into the chat box. And if you have published a book, if you've written or published a book in the chat box right now, put me. Put me if you are already a writer or an author and you've published a book already or written a book. There's many of you guys who are writers and authors who've already published books and you've made $100, $50, $20, $300, $10, or you're making $10 a month. I'm saying, you're ready to give up, or you're disappointed. When if you are making $1, if you have written something and you've made $1, you sold one copy, you should be elated because it proves that if it's not your mom or your grandmother or your father or someone in your family that bought the book, and they're not trying to make you feel good. But if it's a stranger that bought one copy of your books, you should be elated because that means that there are billions of other people that now you can go in and serve your book to. You just have to know the process. That's it. You've done the hard part. You have the content written. You have the book written. You just now need to know the process of selling it. So I get so disappointed when I see authors and writers, people who have the talent, who, number one, don't realize that you have the hard work done already. You have the freaking talent already. Now, let us give you the process. Our process coupled with your talent is undeniable, unstoppable success. We have people like Michael Lopez. We have people who are coming in who are not writers, folks. They're outsourcing the content and they're blowing it up. They're doing well. And then we have writers who are, remember yesterday the exercise? Let me know if you remember this. When I asked you, I said, writers, I want you to start thinking like entrepreneurs and marketers. Marketers, I want you to start thinking like writers. I wanted you guys to have this shift and focus so that you can get out of your way. Sometimes we create these personalities and these identities, and we're so stuck into them that we totally ignore everything outside of that. So I'm asking you to allow us to give you the process. We're giving you the process. Just go through the process. We've spent years defining and refining this thing to a point where anyone, my son was 15 when he came in. Not to discredit a 15-year-old, right? But football player, 15-year-old, and he could care less about publishing romance books or whatever it is that he was publishing, right? But he got it to the point where he's generating $4,000 a month. You're an adult. You can take this same process and blow it out the water, like many of our students do. All right? So I'm asking you. Someone said, Michelle Secret said, I made $14,527 in 2001 with 17 books, all right? And one Kindle Vella story. Look at that. Michelle's going to be one of our guests on the Kindle Cashflow Fast Pass mastermind calls. Jump in, if no more than to learn what she's doing with Kindle Vella. That training alone, her coming in and sharing what she's doing, will be more than worth it. Right? So let's jump into this. I'm going to jump into outsourcing, right? So I'm going to go back over here, and here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to pay attention, and I also want you to ask questions, right? So yesterday I kind of went into, and let me see how much time I got, because I want to make sure that